No.
Rough and
No.
when it gets out.
No! Oh, that was stupid. Hold on. Okay, we're back now. I honestly forgot how much I hated this movie. Ha! Hello everybody and welcome back to Devin's Drunk Review, the show where I take beloved movies and I talk about them.
Absolutely obliterated.
And in this episode we're talking about Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Yeah. And it's been so long since I've seen this movie, I'd honestly forgotten how it even started. I honestly expected something silly, something hokey. I didn't expect this. A political assassination! In a kid's movie! This got dark. Padme probably wanted to go on vacation to the Poconos, not be involved in an active terror plot. Like, people died in that opening shot. And while this terror plot's going on in the background, R2-D2's just casually strolling up, beeping under his rotors, talking about, I'm getting too old for this shit, like he's the Star Wars version of Riggs from Lethal Weapon. And because of this, Palpatine calls the Jedi in to, like, his principal's office, his Palpapul's office, and he sits them down and he has a very interesting PTA meeting with them, where he looks at the Jedi and he tells them pretty clearly, Padme's grades are pretty low, she's not doing so well in the Senate, so we're going to assign her 2 tutors in the form of Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker and Space Jesus. And I assumed at this point in the movie that stuff would start to get moving, but I was wrong, because you know who makes a triumphant return? God damn it! Jar Jar! It's back! Fuck! Who let him into politics? He is an active senator in the Republic. This guy! To be fair, he is not the worst thing that's ever been involved in politics, but it's damn close. So Obi-Wan is all business in this situation, but like every teenager that's never seen a boob, Anakin Skywalker can't keep his lightsaber in his pants, and he immediately starts hitting on Padme. Listen. I have about as much luck with women as an old toaster, but even I have better game than Anakin. Sober Devin. Hit that button that plays the creepy Anakin montage that we talked about.
My goodness, you've grown.
So have you. Grown more beautiful, I mean.
You really don't like politicians, do you?
I like 2 or 3, but I'm not really sure about one of them. Now that I'm with you again, I'm in agony.
I've thought about her every day since we parted.
She's forgotten me completely.
The thought of not being with you, I'm haunted by the kiss. You are asking me to be rational. That is something I know I cannot do.
And there you have it.
So while the Lenny and Squiggy of the Jedi world are guarding Padme, we find out the people behind the plot to kill this woman. We see bounty hunter, legendary bounty hunter, Jango Fett. He says that the explosion was a little too wild and we need to be more subtle. So he hands his accomplice a vial full of foot-long centipedes. Because when I think subtle, I think giant bugs. Alright, so let me get this straight. So the powers that be sent a bounty hunter. That bounty hunter has now sent an assassin. That assassin has now sent a droid. And that droid has now sent giant bugs. Remember when an assassination took only a packed theater and a pistol? So the Jedi run into the room to save Padme, and Anakin goes in guns blazing, bringing a lightsaber blade eerily close to a moving target's face. Obi-Wan does the right thing and jumps out the fucking window. So there's a really awkward and boring chase scene, and the chase scene ends with a car crash, as you'd expect. And then Obi-Wan hits us with the weirdest foreshadowing of all time.
Why do I get the feeling you're going to be the death of me?
So they split up in this bar to go find the assassin, and Anakin goes this way, and Obi-Wan goes to the bar and he meets the Death Sticks guy. And they're trying to find this person, but then the assassin finds them, and in a strange repeating pattern for Obi-Wan, he just flips around in a crowded area and cuts off this person's limb. So now there's been 2 assassination attempts, and the Jedi are having none of it. So they split them up. So they send Obi-Wan Kenobi to find out where the bounty hunter came from, and they keep Anakin with Padme. And Palpatine wishes him good luck in his journey, but he does it in a really creepy way. It's almost like the dynamic between those two is very, like, Catholic, if you're smelling what I'm stepping in. So Thing 1 and Thing 2 go off to have their little lovers retreat. And Obi-Wan ends up going to this really nondescript diner and gets the information he needs from this creature. Look at the mustache on this bastard. It looks like Bob Belcher fell into the Ace Chemicals vat, and this is the thing that crawled out. So Space Bob tells her that this guy is on the planet Kamino, which houses these giraffe neck looking fellas. And they tell Space Christ that they got a lot of Jango Fett clones for the Republic's Grand Army. And this is very shocking to Obi-Wan. The look on his face, he has all the bewilderment of somebody who was just surprised with a pregnancy test. So they finally take him to meet Jango Fett. And when they finally square off on their little dock thing, he absolutely just wipes the floor with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that just goes to prove the point that I've been saying for years. It's that Mandalorians are way cooler than Jedi. Hands down. And then eventually Obi-Wan Kenobi gets captured and he gets hauled off to Geonosis. Plot device. And while all this is going on, Padme and Anakin are still on their retreat on Naboo there. And this is where we get all like the really creepy relationship building stuff between the two of them. Like the I hate sand scene. He rides a bloated tick for some reason and then takes a really nasty fall. Okay, Anakin Reeve. And apparently the fall bonked his head because he has a nightmare about his mom, and then all of a sudden they have to fly off to Tatooine again just to find her. They meet up with Watto, who is looking extra offensive, and he directs them to our familiar faces, Luke's future aunt and uncle, and the Imperial Army's future cigarette ash, the Lars family. Anakin finds out that the Desert Lee Harvey Oswalds have taken his mother hostage, so he finds his mother, but he finds his mother dead, and in that situation he does the only thing that a sensible man can do in this situation. He just fucking kills them all. And then he brags to Padme about it, which seems like a very serious red flag, Queen. While he's monologuing, that should have been your opportunity to get out.
They're like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them.
So it was about at this point where my brain kind of shut off, like I did last time. I kind of forgot everything that happened. I guess they fly off to save Obi-Wan. Jar Jar Binks gave Palpatine emergency power because he was the swing vote in the Senate. And Christopher Lee showed up as Count Dooku, and he just eats the scenery alive like he always does. He's a trained actor. What the fuck do you expect? And also, everyone is going to die. I didn't really care, to be honest. I just kind of ate pancakes and showed feet, I guess. Then when you think the jig is up and everyone's gonna die, Mace Windu shows up with the whole squad. And that's a Jedi assault, baby. And Mace Windu just hauls off and fucking chops off Jango Fett's head. Which just goes to show you what I've been telling people for years is true. Jedi, better than Mandalorians. Hands down. But it's not enough, because these new droids got the 5G radiation, and they're just gunning people down, and you think it's over for everybody, but then no, it starts raining laser beams and shit, and here come the clones. That's a clone assault, baby! Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker fight Count Dooku, and Space Christ gets the stigmata, and Anakin, in typical Skywalker fashion, loses a limb. So Yoda pulls up, and he pulls out the blicky, and he starts swinging crazy. Yoda in this fight scene moves the way 6-year-old me would move, hyped up on caffeine, talking to my dad about dinosaurs. When I saw this movie, I was a kid, and I didn't know what was. But after that fight scene, I think I had a pretty good idea. So shit gets crazy, the bad guys win, the bad guys escape, and Yoda gets the final word in the film.
Begun. The Clone War has.
The Clone Wars has just begun, but my patience for this fucking movie has run out. Good night. Hope you enjoyed the video. My sunglasses are on because my production lighting is very fucking bright and I'm incredibly hungover. I can only imagine why. So there are going to be links somewhere, I don't know where, probably right here or over my face or in the description. There are going to be some links and you're going to click them and it's like my Twitter and my Instagram. Cool. Just do it and I'll see you in the next one.